3-71 on page 86 of the Mechanical Drawing Textbook. I'm going to draw a checkerboard, and I'm going to introduce to you continue to use the offset command, rectangle command. I'm going to use the copy command to get this checkerboard done in a very short amount of time. I know I've got a 6.5 inch square board, and it's offset a second interior square that's offset 1/4 of an inch. I also see that I've got a bunch of 3/4 inch squares, and every other square has a set of 5 lines spaced 1/8 of an inch apart. So this seems like a lot of work to do, but all we need to do is we draw these and copy and paste, and we'll be done in no time at all. So I'm going to get going. First of all, I'm going to draw my rectangle, and it's 6.5 inch square, so I'm going to type in at 6.5 comma 6.5. Now I'm going to offset the interior of this rectangle. I'm going to use the offset command. I click it, my command line, I specify an offset distance. Again, it's going to be 1/4 of an inch. So I type in, now here's a good point. Last time I used the offset command, I used 1/4 of an inch as well. And what you see in these brackets is the default. If you see that, you can simply click the enter command. The last time you use this command, the value you inputted will appear again the next time you use the command. So I'm just going to click enter, since 0.25 is what I need and it's already in the default. And now I'm going to select the object to offset and click the side to offset, and I have my checkerboard made out. I need to make another rectangle down here, and I'm going to make let's see, 3/4. So I'm going to type in at 0.75 comma 0.75, and I'm going to make a second one, and I'm going to snap it to this upper right hand corner. I'll type in at 0.75 comma 0.75. And now if I make one more rectangle and make it 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, starting right here, and I go right here, you'll see that I've created 4 squares. Now again, I'm going to use the explode tool, and I'm going to explode one of these squares, and I'm going to explode it, and now you see that I've got my line that I can offset 1/8 of an inch apart. So I'm going to put this up here to where you can see it a little better. I'm going to use the offset tool, and again it has 0.25, but I need 1/8 of an inch, so I type in 1/8, press enter, select object to offset. I'm going to select this line, and now I'm going to click on the point to offset, and then I'm going to select that object again, point to offset, and keep doing this until I have 5 lines all 1/8 of an inch apart. Pretty easy, rather than spacing these out and doing them one by one. I'm going to use the copy objects command, and I'm going to copy each one of these 5 lines. Right mouse click, enter, and I'm going to specify the lower left hand corner as my base point, and I'm going to move it up to the middle here, and I'm going to click again. Now watch how easy this is going to be. Now I'm going to copy that entire square, right mouse click, enter, and I'm going to specify this is my base point, and now I'm just going to go and I'm going to finish up. I'm going to copy this entire square again, and I'm going to right mouse click again and select multiple. You may not have to do this. I'm using an older version of AutoCAD, but in the newer versions you shouldn't have to do this, but in the older version I got to click multiple. And I'm going to select my base point. I'm going to click again and again until I am going to be completely done. How easy was that? Now all I simply have to do is center it. I'm on my way. So I go use my polyline command. I'm going going to go ahead and center this. Click my Move tool. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit to find the midpoint of this line. Be careful that you select the correct one, which is right there. Now I'm finding the midpoint of my other line, and I am done. No, I'm not. It didn't center correctly. I got to go back and do that again. You'll notice up here that the distance between my drawing layout and the checkerboard and the bottom of my drawing layout and checkerboard is not correct. So I got to do that again. It did not center correctly. So let me do that again. Sometimes that happens. You got to be really careful about finding the midpoint of your first object line. So I'm going to come in. That's the midpoint of that line. Okay, that's it, and this is a midpoint. That's it. I got it. There we go, that's much better. When your drawing looks like this, you're done. Make sure checkerboard's in the description. Make sure you have today's date. Your scale is 1=1. Save it as your first initial last name 3-71, and you're finished.